Hey everyone, Rachel from Jacksonville Property here, and this afternoon I'm here with Aaron. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name's Aaron Satchell. I'm the founding director and certified quantity surveyor at Atlas Group Quantity Surveyors.
Wonderful. So what exactly does a quantity surveyor do?
Right, well, yeah, I've been working as a quantity surveyor in the local region now for close to 20 years. I established Atlas Group Quantity Surveyors about 4 years ago now. We're a local quantity surveying business. We specialise in cost estimating, cost management of construction and development projects. Atlas Group, we also have a dedicated team and brand as part of our business called Better Tax Depreciations, which is a registered quantity surveying service with the ATO's Tax Practitioners Board. And that team is responsible for the delivery of our specialised property tax depreciation services.
Wonderful.
What does a quantity surveyor do? Well, I guess you could call us the economists of the construction industry. We're a professional advisor to various project stakeholders on the cost of construction, whether this be the construction of a house or units, schools or hospitals, office buildings, or even infrastructure. We assist in establishing a budget or a feasibility for a project, and then we continue to monitor this budget during the design phase of a project, and then quite often we then manage the cost and the risk through the construction phase of the project. Once a project's complete, we may then also be engaged to provide some specialist services such as property tax depreciation, insurance replacement cost estimates, or expert reports for disputes around construction costs.
Okay, yeah, the variation, things like that.
Yeah, things like that, or if there's disputes between owners and builders and things around construction costs, you may bring a quantity surveyor in to help with that dispute resolution process. But, a lot of people may not need a quantity surveyor for many of those services, but a very common service that we do get inquiries about every day from mum and dad investors and landlords and business owners is our property tax depreciation service.
Yeah, no, wonderful. So obviously, tax depreciation is quite important to get done, especially for those new builds. But why don't you sort of fill us in a bit on why it is so important?
Well, a property tax depreciation report can be a very beneficial document to have completed on an investment property, as it allows the owner to claim additional tax deductions each financial year through the property depreciation. So whether the property is a house or a townhouse, perhaps an apartment or even a commercial or industrial premises, the building and the assets in that building depreciate each year, and one of our reports will analyse the specific property and calculate the eligible depreciation. So that depreciation can be identified and then claimed as a tax deduction each financial year. So it often provides a significant boost to the cash flow figures on an investment property. And as it's a non-cash tax deduction, which means you don't have to go spend money in order to claim that deduction, it's often a bit of a no-brainer for people to get done. However, the investment property must be income producing as an investment and must meet a range of different criteria that are set out by the ATO and legislation. So it's not a particularly straightforward process. And this is why the ATO identifies quantity surveyors as one of the most appropriately qualified professionals to prepare these property tax depreciation reports for investors.
And what sort of, savings could or depreciations and tax, getting their tax back, could a landlord look at potentially, maybe with like a new build property?
Yeah, it could range a lot depending on the property. So, as I said, earlier, that it needs to meet a certain criteria, and that criteria comes down to that specific property, how it was acquired, whether it was a new build. But potentially for a new build project, tens of thousands of dollars potentially ineligible depreciation. But as I said, there's often some very attractive figures that come with it, but every property is different, and every scenario as to how a person acquired that property is different, so it can range a lot.
Yeah, definitely. So when is the best time, I guess, for someone to contact you to get a tax depreciation report done?
Well, generally, we generally need to get access to the property to conduct our inspection and quantity survey of the building.
Mm-hmm.
So often that's a great time to do that is before tenants move in. But that said, it's not necessary, that it is vacant when we do that. We can quite easily conduct those whilst tenants are living in the property. But a lot of people like to get our services done, sooner rather than later after acquiring or completing the construction of a project. So they've got those figures ready to go as of the first financial year that they've owned that investment property. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, if it's years down the track, they may have actually missed out on some previous years' tax deductions through depreciation. So what I encourage people to do is just give us a call for an obligation, free chat just about their specific property. We can go through the eligibility analysis and criteria and make sure that they meet that criteria, and then we can go from there if it looks like it's going to be a worthwhile exercise for them to do.
Yeah, wonderful. I mean, given that a lot of our investors do have new homes or near new homes, I guess it would be very beneficial for them to come and have a chat with you.
Yeah, absolutely. I can be contacted on email or phone anytime, and be more than happy to talk it through with any investors or landlords. That'd be great.
Wonderful. Well, your details will be in the description of the video, so if anyone does have any questions, they can contact you, or we're happy to pass on any details to them. But thank you so much for your time.
Great, thanks for having me.
No worries. Bye.
Thank you.